Yes. So, Powell says, where's that? In order to tame inflation, a 0.50 basis rate hike is on the table. Means not a quarter point, but a half a point. So that kind of shocked stocks, turned us around. So, you know, a lot of the interest rate stuff has been factored in, other than if they surprise us with, you know, going up faster than anticipated, then that'll be a problem. Definitely will affect stocks. So the S&P 500 woke up, opened above the 20-day moving average, and then moved down. It's a pretty, you know, it's a bearish move. It's not over yet. We have anchor points that are below this. You know, it's still a stage 1 technically. So we have a box. It attempted to break out of said box and move higher. So that breakout attempt is legit. We just need price to stay above this anchor point. Obviously, if it breaks below that anchor point, then the next target down is down in here. And the downtrend resumes. I mean, there are spots. It stopped here before and stopped here before. So it could stop there. Either way, it's down. So if it breaks this box, then we're going down. I don't know. I'm not that overly worried about it. I don't see it going too much further. What's up, guys? You know, if you're on Instagram, all I have is this subscription on. I don't have it on. We're on YouTube, of course. Anybody can go to YouTube and see it, but this way I get less dumb questions. If you have any questions, just let me know. But, I mean, we're all right now. We're still above the 5-day moving average. So, you know, 5 days, 44 or 443. We're at 443. So, still above the 5-day. You know, you'll have people get pretty negative pretty fast. I think we're all right. We'll see. Now, one thing I pointed out in our Discord group, if you trade with me inside the Money Flow Trading Society, something I was saying this morning. Let me pull up the list. Of stocks that are banging 70 RSI. Now, this is a lot, and I was saying this on my story to you guys on Instagram. Look at Delta. Has Delta ever stopped here before? I mean, if we just put, like, today's the highest high. So that's my anchor point for the stage 3, right? So if I'm looking at, let's pull up the pattern. And I'm constantly looking at the pattern, man. You'll hear me, I mean, you'll look at it till just nauseum. Like, you're just like, I get it. No, you don't. So this pattern, if I'm looking at it, delta is in this corner right here. So as I look at delta, this is the highest high. This is the highest high. Okay, this is the highest high. And so I assume this is it. Now, I'm not going to necessarily make a move on that, but I assume this is going to start the stage 3. And the first indication of that is the RSI went extreme. Well, same on the bottom. I assume that's the bottom when the RSI went extreme. And what I'm looking for, that's the first signal. But the next signal that I'm looking for is what? The box to be built. Means I need a lowest low, so I have an anchor point, and then I need 4 days to hold that low and price to get above the 5-day moving average, which happened right there. Robert said, how do I join the Discord? Not that complicated. If you go to thepetersreport.com, page 28, you got to kind of apply. I try to weed out people who don't need to be there. And you have to own my book, okay? So you may not want to be in it, meaning because it's not a very open forum for expressing lots of ideas. That's not what it is. We're trading the money flow, and the moment you don't, me and you'll bump heads, and then you'll leave crying. So it's not for everybody. It's not I get this, and then people join, and they're like, oh, but is this not an open forum for expression? No, it's not at all. There's 10,000 other places you can do that shit. Go do it somewhere else. We're trading this, or shut the fuck up. Pretty simple. Like, there's a million places to go do something else. There's very few places in this world where you can go and be disciplined. There's very few places where you can go and be consistent and stay the course. Right? There's a lot of places you can go to have a scattered mind and to jump from thing to thing. The world's filled with those places. So I like this place to be a sanctuary for the money flow. So then when you start telling me about your day trading, I actually don't give a shit. Like, none. Actually, will tell you to stop talking. Because there's 10,000 places you can go and do that, right? You don't need to do that here. So what I'm trying to do is this, and I'm assuming this is now a stage 3. May not, may keep going, but I'm starting day 1 of the 4-bar count right now. Just like when it sold off and went down, 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 and the very lowest low, each day I'm like, pivot point, nope, next day, pivot point, nope, next day, pivot point. And now I need 4. I need this to hold with 4. I got the RSI, I need it to hold, and I need to get above the 5. It did that, right? Same up here. Now I'm doing the same this way. Now if we go look, this is Delta Airlines, by the way. It's banging the RSI. I have not sold any, in all disclosure. You ordinarily would. If you were swing trading this, the trade is over. You hit previous high. Has it ever stopped here before? Yep. 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 Every time it's hit this price, the last 6 months, it's stopped. And the reason I hadn't sold any, I'm like, if this thing breaks through this, it might go to 60. So I'm just kind of waiting. And it's looking like it's rejecting it. And this morning I was saying there's like 12 stocks in our portfolio hitting 70 RSIs. That's usually the sign of a top. I mean, or at least for those stocks. They don't just keep burning like that. So we see it stopping. It's probably the top right here for Delta. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to do anything. Depends on your game plan. But let's say you bought a lot down here. Well, maybe you trim a little. Now you got a little cash in case we do pull back, right? Well, what if you trimmed all 12 of your stocks banging the RSI? Now you got it. That's how you raise cash. You raise cash into strength. Most people do it opposite. They raise cash into fear. They start selling off fucking losers. And it's like, no, man, you don't want to buy those and sell into strength. Like, you want to get on the other side of the cash register, man. And that takes time, okay? So if we look at, what's another MO? No, look at Nucor Steel. I mean, it just keeps going, man. It just keeps going. And this is what I'm saying. The RSI is not 100%. Meaning, when the RSI hits, like you see it there, it tends to pull back, right? But if it doesn't break that 20 and then go into a stage 4, It could just run away. Look, banged it again, pulls back. Now it's banging it again. So sometimes when people learn about the RSI, they're quick to get out. Like, fuck it, I'm out all the way. But if you do that, what you'll cut yourself off is from these runaways. So keep that in mind. Is there a possibility your stock could run? And if it's going to run, don't get out of it to buy a loser. Let it run, right? And that's just finessing, learning, trimming. You know, sometimes when I trim, they'll say, how much are you trimming? It's not really a science, man. It just depends. You know, do I think there's a catalyst? This thing just keeps running and keeps running and keeps running. Maybe I trim just a little, like 2 shares, and I get $300. And then tomorrow, 2 shares, and then the next day a share. Like there's no, you know, I want to nibble it. I want to nibble in. I want to nibble out, especially if I'm not paying commissions. Does that make sense? So use 20 MA as an exit. No, man, you really want to get my book. It's not as simple as that. Get my book and go read and understand this right here, what we're doing. The 4 stages of movement. And this is all, it's 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces of the puzzle. No one thing. It's not just the RSI. It's not just the 20-day moving average. It's all of those things wrapped around the 4 stages of price movement. It's also the value of the stock, right? So let's go see, what do they think? What does Tip Ranks think Delta Airlines is worth? I think I read it was $50, right? Well, it'd help if I could type. Let's see. $49. All right. And what are we at now? $45. So we're at $45 and the RSI has gone extreme. Now, let's see. Does the RSI work for Delta? Extreme. Oh, look at this one. Extreme. And let's check the bottoms. Does the RSI work on the bottoms? All right. So now we take these circles and we go look and we say, okay, there. God damn, it looks pretty fucking accurate, right? Now, do you need it to be perfect? No. This is one tool in the tool belt, right? You might chisel on it a little bit with a chisel, and then you pull out your hammer and you tap it on a little bit with something else. Then you pull out a drill. You're kind of working it, man. That's what these are. These are the tools. So if the RSI is giving me possibilities of tops and bottoms, that allows me to what? Draw in the pattern. So all I'm looking for is the anchor points. And the anchor points are going to help me draw right here. These corners, the corner high, corner bottom, corner before it rolls over, corner bottom. And if I can look at a stock and go, okay, I'm in a stage 3 or I'm in a stage 2 breakout, right? Where are we at? We'll tell you what to do based on where you're at, man. And also understanding value. So if we only got 8% to the upside on Delta, do I want to be buying Delta here? Hell no. It's already overextended. It's already run. Where I wanted to buy Delta was stage 1 down here, right? That's where we were buying it. Not up here. Fuck this stock. I don't like this stock now. Why? It's not cheap anymore, right? So we would sell into this if we're going to do anything. And I haven't sold any because I was hoping to see if we broke through. It might keep running. I was being a little greedy. What's another one? And it's okay to be greedy when you don't have to make a move. You know, it's more important that you stick to your discipline with the down so much for the up. I mean, if you're going to cheat a little, cheat on the upside. Let's see. Look at AT&T. Look at this pattern, man. Look at this. I mean, is this not... Sometimes stocks will stop flowing, what I call money flowing. They're not flowing. And then all of a sudden, they flow perfect, right? They flow perfect. And now we're getting into a nuance here. But one thing about the moving averages, the further they get away from the 20, the more dangerous it is. So like this, see how far away they are? You say, what do you mean? Like a rubber band. It wants to come back. And what you're looking for is when all of these come together, that day right there. You've heard me talk about the Beatles song, so important. So how far apart are they from here? They're way apart, man. It can't stay that way. It'll pull back. And look where it's hitting, literally the previous top. And as it's hitting it, what's happening? The RSI is extreme. Does it respect the RSI? Does it respect it? I don't know. Let's look over just the last 6 months. Now, you could run this back for years. I don't bother. All right, let's see. You know, we just come over here. Now, to be fair, it started right in here, right? And it stayed extreme all the way up into there. So you had a week of price moving. Oh, you're very welcome. So, I don't know. I don't know if you guys know that on Instagram they did this subscription thing. So I wanted to try it to eliminate bots. I figured no bot's going to pay me. So, and then I'd get less dumb questions, which would cause me to freak out less. And it's been beautiful. Like there's no bots. It's just people that want to be there. It's a wonderful thing. And feel free to ask questions. I said, hey, anybody on this? I'm not even going to yell, man. I'll answer even dumb questions. Just because I know they're not bots or people fucking with me. I guess someone could pay to fuck with me, but that would be unusual. So, YouTube, I don't see the questions most time anyway. That's not true. I do look, but that forum is still just anybody can click on it. I'll do some lives on regular Instagram, but I like this. I like this no bot stuff, man. It's pretty nice. So if you were swing trading, I mean, this has been a perfect flow, man. Look at that. The breakout day, that's a breakout, right? So if we're looking at the chart, the little circle you see, and anybody using the money flow, that breakout, that's that day. Price broke out of stage one. We can look at it and say, this is not a stage one. It is now a stage two. Price is above the 20-day moving average, right? There's the 20-day. The 5 days above the 20. And the 5 days above the 10. So they're numerically aligned and price is ripping higher. And that's our last day to buy. So once price ripped, so let's say, up in here, somebody says, would you buy this? No, it's not a deal. I would have bought it here and I would have bought the stage ones. That is a buyable stage one. If that confuses you, just stay with it. You'll get what I'm saying. And sometimes you'll have that where it's a stage one, kind of comes in a little bit lower, stage one, kind of comes in a little bit lower, stage one. Usually all that's doing is just building up for the run up, man. So that's what that's why, I have no interest in getting stopped out of stage one, especially to pay dividends. There's just no interest in that. I just want to accumulate. And then when it does rip, if I bought a lot of these stage ones, now I can start to unload it and get paid for that risk that I took. So AT&T is still undervalued. So what happens now? So think about this. Same on Delta. There's 22% more upside. Guys, it's not going to keep going straight up. So what's going to happen is it's going to go into a new money cycle. You're like, what do you mean? It'll top out. It'll go sideways. Some shit in Russia will happen. Federal Reserve will say something stupid, and then it'll come down. And this pattern will just keep playing out as it works its way to true value. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful thing, man. It's so beautiful. And let's see, man. It's such a beautiful thing. What we do. What was some others? Hold on. I moved my phone. Where did I put my phone? Oh, Dow. Oh, my God. This one here. So, woke up smart. Big move up. This is Dog of the Dow, right out of my free book. You don't have to die broke. Chapter 10, dogs. I tell everyone, start with the dogs. It'll give you a well-rounded, safe portfolio. It'll help you understand the stock market. It's a no-brainer. They pay dividends. You can just buy stage ones, trim into strength. So you could trim this now if you're up nice. And we started playing this stock around $40. It's $70 now. You could trim this. You don't have to. You're like, nah, I like the dividend. I'm good. But let's say you got a new dividend stock that's paying even more, that's undervalued. You might want to trim a little of this and roll it to that just to help you build that position up. Because let's see, what do they think Dow is worth? Did the wrong one. Dow. Oh, damn. D-O-W. Dow. Look at that. In other words, it's trading overvalued right now. Dow, an industrial stock, is trading overvalued. Nucor, an industrial stock, trading overvalued. Coca-Cola, trading overvalued. Duke, overvalued. ET, probably overvalued. Campbell's Soup, 70 RSI, overvalued. So what does all this mean? Look at Campbell's straight up. Do I want to buy Campbell's on a 70 RSI? No. Where would I like to buy it? So if you're on my subscription thing on Instagram, I'm going to send everybody a copy. I'm working on this new book for the bread and butter strategy, explaining, a little better on how to use that strategy for dividend stocks. It's the money flow, but when certain things align, I'm going to send you what I've done so far, just free. I'm not going to keep updating it. I'm going to send you what I've done so far, which is basically the main gist. It's this and this. This is when you wanted to buy it, man. When it was way below the 200-day moving average. So now I added another component to all this. Like, what does this yellow line mean, right? Well, if I can get dividend stocks that are really undervalued, way under this yellow line, I don't give a fuck how low it goes. I just keep nibbling and nibbling, right? Once it's running, I don't want to buy shit. I just want to, right? So let's say right here, it's not overvalued, but it's not on sale anymore. What could you do? Nothing. Or trim it maybe. Maybe take a little down. I probably wouldn't. It's, and then what? I mean, look, you would have got a chance to add more if you wanted to. I mean, you could have took some down. So once you start seeing the big picture that, I could trim here because in 3 months, look, that was in January. We go into February. Now we're into March. Guys, this is 3 months later. This thing comes down to $42 from 45. Very slow move down. Sets up for, again, what? Another stage 1 buy, which then runs for the next 2 months or a month. So if we go look at Campbell's, RSI is banging 71. And they say it's worth 69. Or no, let's see. I bet Campbell's is overpriced. Look at that. 47 bucks. 47 bucks. What does that mean? It means the RSI is alerting you to the fact, hey, a little overpriced here. So if I'm a trader, I need to take a lot off. If I'm an investor, I need to at least assess the situation. What do I want to do here? Now, what if you're like, I like that stock. Say it's Apple. Cool. Keep it. But what if you're like, I don't know. I feel like I got a lot of that. I like Campbell's because I like having a position in that sector. But, it's not Apple. Like it's not. So you trim some. What would be another stock in that sector? Kellogg's. And we were adding to Kellogg's. I look smart here, don't I? Last year I was like, hey, let's buy some Kellogg's. Nobody wanted to do that. That's a boring stock, Gerald. I know. Look at Kellogg's. Why was I interested in Kellogg's? Because it was 30% undervalued. It is a boring stock. It really doesn't move much. But once they get going, man, once these type of stocks get going, they can go. And the good thing they do, so watch this. If you're looking at this chart, man, just visually for a second, look. Sideways, up. Sideways, down. Sideways, up. Sideways, down. Now it gets a little wanky right here, right? This is what we call a gray area. And the more you're in the money flow, the more you can spot that shit quick. Like they can't trick me with that. And you're like, what do you mean? How do you know this is hanky shit? Easy. As you begin to look at the moving averages, this will take a minute for you, but if you notice on this picture, I'm going to zoom in on Instagram. See how that line goes up and down, up and down, up and down? That's price going above the 20, below the 20, above the 20, below the 20, above the 20, below. The moment that starts to happen, you're not in a breakout. You need to assume this is just a consolidation zone. Matter of fact, when you start hitting stage 3s, the 20 is going to be, if you're focused on the 20, if you're doing a P-brain thing, we're like 20 day, then you're going to get all fucked up in stage 1 and stage 3 because price is going to drift above it and drift below it and drift above it and drift below it. So you've got to be able to step back. Where's the RSI? What stage are we in? What's the value of this stock? You can't just look at one thing. You got to see the total big picture to make a logical decision on what that means. Not every move above the green line is a breakout. It could be a breakout inside of stage one. Does that make sense? So we got Kellogg's ripping. And I've been trying to tell people for a while. They'd be like, what about Hood? Listen, I own those stocks. They're not going up. Okay? They're not. They're not going up. Not anytime soon. This stuff could take years, man. It could take years for growth stocks to turn around. Years. Years. When I first started Money Flow Gang, the growth stocks were ripping. I mean, easy trading. They were just flying. And I'm buying Campbell's. And people are like, why the fuck are you buying these stocks, man? Like, why would you even have those kind of stocks? Why wouldn't you just be 100% tech and grow them? I'm like, you do not want to do that, son. They're like, yeah, but I mean, why even have dividend stocks? They're terrible. They only give you 3% a year. They barely move. It's like, because I've seen the future in the past. Like, this stuff cycles, man. So these aren't going to be the hot stocks in the future. Something else will be, So does every stock get its turn to rip? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I'd like to say as a general rule, yes. If you're in a legitimate sector, but does every single stock? No. Because there could be stock issues, stock problems. There's 11 sectors to the S&P 500. There's like 258 subsectors. Like, let's say transportation's a sector. Well, inside of transportation, we could have buses, trolley cars, fucking freighters, packaging, airline. Like, there's all kinds of stuff, ways of transportation, right? So the further you go down into a sector, the more some of these general rules could start to break down. Shipping, like maybe a shipping stock takes on too much debt, they leverage, and there's a problem. They can't ship it in 2 weeks. They end up going fucking bankrupt, and the rest of them do better because that one company went bankrupt. Everybody else gets the contracts. Now they're doing good. You're like, well, I thought you said stocks go up. They do. That one fucked up. And that can happen. You can have a company or a mine or a company get too leveraged or whatever. I mean, so you do have individual stock risk around the bigger picture of the overall market. So whatever, this is Kellogg's. Kellogg's. They make cereal. Okay? Whoever is buying this right now is a complete moron. Seriously. I cannot imagine why anybody would buy this at on 78 RSI, and it is ripping right now. So I mean, now if you're a day trader or trading inside of that, that's not who I'm talking about. But because I'm sure if we drop down to a 1 hour chart, you probably had a breakout. Yeah, see, like over in here, you had a breakout. So the people trading on the lower time frame, that's not who I'm talking about when I'm making fun of people. I'm talking about just people coming on and just buying this stock because it's ripped. If Kellogg's ripped, General Mills is probably ripped. Same sector, right? Same sector. So, and look at this pattern. How beautiful. Man, these are. So we have a General Mills. What is another one? Kellogg's, Campbell's. Let's see, CLSK. Yeah, there's no stage one on this right now. This is straight down. I was hoping it would hold right around in here because we got in down on this one. And it's not. The problem with CLSK right now is it's kind of lumped in with growth stocks, penny stocks, and it's lumped in with Bitcoin, which we see Bitcoin is directly connected to the QQQ right now. I mean, it is just running almost in lockstep. Yeah, if this breaks, we're going back to the bottom, 325. So that's how you have to look at it. Whatever was the previous high or previous low, that's your new target. So up here, look where it stopped, right at the previous high. So if we come down, it's coming down probably right around in here. Hopefully this holds, man. Hopefully it holds. What's another one that's been... But I honestly, man, I would be in no rush to add to growth plays. No rush at all. I would be in zero rush. Some plays we were looking at that we're setting up. like Haynes Brands here. Tried to break out today. He's come back down. It's a dividend stock trading below the 200-day. It's big time undervalued. It's got a 4.5% dividend yield. I like this stock. I like this play. Starbucks, I like. It's 2-point-something% dividend yield. It's back down at the bottom here. Big time under the 200. So I'm saying I liked Kellogg's when it was doing this. You know? So now I'm looking at what are the stocks that pay a dividend that are trading below the 200 as far as investment, you know. So if I own Starbucks, I might trim a little Nucor steel that now the dividend's 1% to add to a 2 or a 3. Maybe I trim some Nucor to add to Haynes Brands. That's a roll forward with your dividend yield. That's good stuff, man. I mean, you gotta love that, man. Come on, man. Z looks at, yeah. I mean, honestly, I would not spend much time and effort worrying about these growth stocks are not going up, guys. They're not. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a long time before these stocks go up. You know, I had a guy, would I sell them and start buying? No, that's not how I would look at it. But I would get new money into things that could possibly go up. I promise you Starbucks will go up before Zillow. It's just the nature of this market. As all these other stocks are banging out. So what are the, go look at Coca-Cola. Look at the RSI, 76. So if I'm an income buyer, if I run a hedge fund, if I run an investment firm, if I run a family office, if I run an endowment fund, and we need income, we need money, we need assets that produce money, are we going to go pay a premium for Coca-Cola? Or might I start to look at Starbucks, 2.3, 4.3% dividend yield? That looks nice, right? So they're not going to start allocating money to these. They did, you know, back in the previous, but like, where's Coke now? Let's see, what's Coke worth? I bet it's overpriced. Nah, it's close. $67 is the value. It's at $66.59, and look at the RSI. What's another one? Amgen. AMGN. And we were buying this one a while back when it was a lot cheaper. Look at the RSI on that one. What is Amgen worth? Dude, half of my portfolio is overpriced. The other half's too goddamn cheap. Like it's very much a split market. Very much a split market, man. So this is overpriced. So whoever's buying it today is literally insane. If anything, I'd be trimming. So when did you want to buy this? Like, just with perfect knowledge. Back over here, when the dividend stock fell below the 200-day, exactly what I'm going to send you. If you're on my Instagram subscription, I'm going to send you this book, man, where I break this down. At least what I've written so far. This is where I wanted to buy it, right? Perfect world, right? Perfect world. Well, that's what it is. That's Starbucks right now. That's Haynes Brands right now. It was Gilead, but that stopped working. Gilead took off. Remember? Dividend stock way below the 200-day. What's the price on Gilead? What did we say it was worth? Now it's just 12%. But when we started this game, it was down here, man. Right? It was 25% below value, below the 200. And so what do I want to do? I want to buy all the stage ones and collect the 5% dividend yield. Buy this one, buy this one. And then when it gets up here, what am I going to do? Start unloading it. If I bought a lot, I'm going to unload some. And then the final target is what price? $71, right? Isn't that true value? $71. So where's the high? Previous high, $71. Last time it got to 71, 72, 73. That was true value. And what happened? The RSI went extreme and price did what? Went sideways and then rolled over. And the further it rolls over, the more it looks yummy again because it starts to go below value. I want to buy the Mona Lisa when it's on sale and I want to sell it to a guy who wants to overpay for it, right? And if you're not going to give me my price, fuck you, I'll just keep my shares, right? You don't have to respond, man. You ever listen to Buffett talk about that? He's like Mr. Market every day. Market says, Your shares of Gilead are worth 64. Bullshit. My shares are worth 671. Yours might be 64 if you want to sell them. Mine are 71. Period. And I'm going to get paid to wait till they give me my 71. That was weird. Fucking iPhone just dropped over and goes, would you like to set up FaceTime? No. Yeah, PM and MO also banging the RSI. Those are also over. Wait, I may be wrong on MO. Let's see the value on MO. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. They're saying it's overvalued by 8%. 8%. So if we put MO in, it's running overvalued today. That doesn't mean I need to sell it. Doesn't mean that. But I damn sure don't want to be buying any, right? Nope, not me. If anything, I'd be trimming it or just waiting. Matter of fact, I'd probably go in and set the dividends to go to cash instead of dripping. And you go, what do you mean? You can log over and say, hey, turn the drip off. Drip means if I get a dividend, buy me more shares. Well, I don't want to drip this. It's overpriced, man. Moment they go above thing, I stop dripping, period. I go turn the drip off. I won't turn the drip back on until it comes down into here. Then I'll turn the drip back on. Well, if you got 60 stocks and they're all dripping you some money and you got 30 of them above value and you could turn that to cash, we could allocate that cash to buying shit that's better value, right? Uh-oh, we just got complicated there. Oh, man, we just got complicated. What's up, Danny? I see you in here, bro. I see you, man. I hope you're making some money out there with in the mortgage market. I know you are. Curious to know, is it slowing down on you, Danny? Is it slowing down? Are your loans slowing down? I doubt they are. I had a kid hit me up today. He goes, have fun enjoying 2008 again. It was some comment on a post I did. I'm like, bro, they might be overpriced. This is not 2008, man. You weren't even around then. But 2008, like, strippers had 12 houses. Like, anybody could get a house. That's what caused 2008. You know? So, let's see. Now, it wasn't, the prices were high. What caused it was a bunch of people had loans they should have never gotten. They did not have the ability to hold the loan. I don't know if you tried to get a loan recently. It is not easy at all. Let's look at Pepsi. Pepsi's at 176, banging up against previous high. RSI, technically, let's just call it 70. I bet Pepsi is fair value. Yep, 178. 178. Not to say prices can't pull back. It's not 2008, not at all. It's not the same at all. And by the way, my first rental property, I paid 8.7% interest rate, and it was my first one, and it cash flowed just fine. So I'm not that worried. It's just the interim of moving from the old regime and the old rates to the new rates, and it causes turmoil, but it'll work out and everything will be fine. Growth stocks will get hot again. I'm still accumulating shares of Uber. If it's 2 years before this thing runs, look, it's going straight down. Good. Get it down here. You know, my shares aren't for sale. So the price to me is irrelevant. I'm an owner of Uber. You know, that's not trading though, right? That's not a short-term trading strategy anyway. But man, it turned down fast, and it's down 5% today. Look at that. So if this doesn't hold, I would, you know, our next target's down here at $29, man. What was another one that's oversold? Let's just run through these real quick. All the utility stocks, XLU. We've been in the UTSL. It just keeps grinding higher. It's a beautiful thing. What else? ET. These are all overpriced, man. Nucor, we already looked at. MO, Duke, MLPX, Amgen, Kappa FE, International Paper. Kraft. Look at this one. Holy shit. If you remember when we were buying Kraft, now I told you, anytime these quality dividend stocks go underneath this yellow line, wait for the box. Once you know how to draw the box or catch the breakouts, all your job then is just to accumulate and hold. That's all you got to do. Just accumulate and hold. As long as it stays under that yellow line, just keep doing that. No stops. You don't need any stop losses. And then when you're looking to sell it, when this happens. Or you could just set a target. If you're trading it, you'd set your target for the 200 and bail when it hits it. If you're an investor, you just let it run, right? Matter of fact, could have trimmed some here, right? RSI's extreme. But what if when it's here, there's still 10, 20% upside according to tip rings? Well, that's just a cycle then. Sideways up, sideways down, right? Well, what if it had come down into here? Good. We'd have bought some more, right? And then what? Then it runs. And that's how it's going to move. Up, down, up. Like so these little mini money flows. I mean, look. Sideways, up, sideways, down, sideways, up, sideways, down. We don't know how far down it's going to go, right? Where did it stop? Previous high, right? And then what turned up, now what's it doing? Today's the highest high. So I assume today's the high, period. I'll draw my little circle, and you go, what if it goes up tomorrow? I move the circle up. And what am I looking for? The highest high, man. And then I'm going to start to draw my box, and I'm going to assume that's a stage 3. My goodness. I'm not in any commodity plays other than I'm pretty damn long oil still. But you haven't heard me talk about it, right? Why? What's to talk about? Oil's now moving into a giant stage 3. It's moving into a 3. That was your stage 1. Stage 2 started to go back. So now we're just in this. It's getting kind of funky looking, but it's a giant stage 3. That could, if this works off enough to where this comes down into here, this could set up for a whole new breakout, a whole new run. The longer this thing holds this stage 3, the more the possibility we get a whole new leg up. And you can see it. Some people would call this a bullish ascending triangle. That's fucking nerd talk. But they would call that a bullish triangle, right? And there's people that would put value on that. But whatever. It's stage 3, man. And there's people, because the same people will be like, yeah, well, that's a bullish descending triangle. And you definitely don't want to buy a bullish descending triangle. I had a lady telling me that. Okay, you do that. That's not what I'm doing. Right? This would be a bearish descending triangle, right? And I'm like, no, that's not what it is. Here's my anchor point. This is a stage 1. There's my breakout, right? So I don't do the, trying to know 50 fucking acronyms and things. You don't need all that stuff, man. Price is going sideways here. Is that a bullish triangle? For sure. But notice what's happening. Price is above the 20, below the 20, above the 20, below the 20, above the 20. You're building out a stage 3 here. Could turn into a 1. So we're either going to go down or we're going to rip back up, right? We don't know. Depends what happens in Russia, right? Depends, man. You missed the boat in oil. You didn't buy Exxon back when everyone hated me for buying Exxon? In case like this would you shift over to HBA, which has 47% upside? I would shift some, meaning I don't want to give up my exposure to oil, even if it's topped out, even if I think it's going down. I want to keep some because I want to collect those dividends. But if I've had a really nice gain, I'd be happy to trim. If I'm sitting on 100 shares of Exxon, I'd be happy to sell 5, 10, maybe 20. Keep the others allocated to more shit. And what if Exxon pulls back, comes down into the 62 range, I can load it back up again. So for sure, man, I would definitely see, like Danny said, he did, but he sold too soon. What I'm advocating is never sell all of your position. Now I'm talking buy and hold here, right? I'm not talking trading. So if we establish a buy and hold account, let's just agree never to sell it. ever. And you go, what if it changed? Don't do that. Don't change your mind. So in other words, don't put anything in there that you're not willing to die with. Which mean your selection gets pretty fucking limited. Like, if I told you you could only buy one more car, you ever heard Buffett talk about this? You can only have one car for the rest of your life forever. You get 1 week to pick which one you want. Most of you aren't buying a Lambo. The guy that can afford a Lambo is not buying the Lambo. Because he's going to be, well, that's stupid. That'd be very expensive for the rest of my life. He's going to go see what is the car that's going to keep going, right? I only get one. I only get a chance to buy one car, and I got to keep it the rest of my life. That would change your decision. So start to kind of think of your stocks in your buy and hold like that. And if you think, well, this is, I don't want to get rid of, I want to get rid of them because they went too high or because they've done bad, well, then you're going to miss the chance to trim. You're going to miss the chance to add to when they're low. That's why I can't ever, people ask me, what's a good dividend stock? I don't know what you mean by good. What does that mean? A stock that's doing well? Well, fuck. MO's a good dividend stock. Right? Look at it. Look, it's beautiful. Would I buy it here? Hell no. The time I'm going to buy it is when nobody wants to own it. And it goes below this yellow line. Look, this is literally the bread and butter. Like you guys know, most of you guys know this strategy, but dividend stock below the 200, puts in a box. Right there's your lowest low. Holds it for 4 days and goes above the 5 day. That is your buy signal with the money flow right there. Boom. Buy signal. There's the breakout. Right? When are we looking to sell at all during this? And then notice what happens. It goes sideways. So as you draw this out, you're like, holy shit. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. And you could see it started to run, came back down. So notice this. See how flat the 20 is? Price is above it, price is below it. Price is above it, price is below it. Price is above it, price is below it. What is that telling you? The 20 doesn't mean shit right now. It's just above it, below it, below it, right? And usually when you see that, and this is a whole nother class, but you'll notice what's going on here. As this is going sideways, what you're hoping for is that the MACD and the TSI and them start to go down. But that's a whole nother class. Anyway, now we're ripping. But the time to have bought it isn't here. So if you said, is this a good dividend stock? I guess. So if somebody said to you, hey, what's your favorite dividend stock? I'd be like, MO. Why? It's ripping. Is that the one that guy should buy? Hell no. Like, no. So I would tell him go buy Gilead. I mean, I wouldn't even tell him Gilead. I'd probably tell him to go buy Starbucks. It's doing bad. So be careful with what's a good be careful asking people that. What's a good dividend stock? You need to really know what their definition of good is before we have that conversation. Let's see. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. That's why I hate answering that question. King, what's your opinion on Blackstone's earnings and then down 6%? Yeah, I would never sell Blackstone. Let's see. Ooh, X is coming down. Where's BX? Yeah, it's coming down. Pretty sure the earnings were good though, weren't they? Yeah, you can't make sense of earnings, man. Stock can do good, comes down. This probably has more to do with interest rates and the Federal Reserve than Blackstone. So what do we think Blackstone's worth? I mean, I've owned it 9 years, never sold it through any ups and downs. It's been one of my greatest investments. It's undervalued by 35%. That's what they think. Let's see what Morningstar thinks. Morningstar is a little more conservative. You know what's funny? I haven't even honestly checked the earnings because I just have no interest in selling it, so I really don't give a shit how earnings went. So Morningstar has it fairly valued. So from here to up is probably the true value, which means it's, fairly valued. They said 130, which is right around in here. If you notice, it's been struggling there. Yeah, man, I wouldn't. Best thing that can happen to us is it comes down. I mean, I have no intention of selling it. I've got $60,000 of Blackstone. So it's not going to get cheap. It's been such a dominant stock. Back it up to a weekly chart. Look at this. I got this stock from Grant Cardone, by the way. And you say, what do you mean? One of my great stock trades of all time. Grant Cardone gave it to me. You ever listen to Grant? He always says he's going to sell all his houses to Blackstone. He said that one day. I'm like, Blackstone? I go look that shit up. I type it into Google, Blackstone. And the ticker BX. I'm like, huh. And I go look, and they own like 16,000 fucking houses or something. So I'm like, wow. And that was years ago, man. That was like it. When I first started buying it, it was like at fucking like 20, 30 bucks. You know, I mean, it was way back here. And I was just listening to an influencer on the internet, man. But then researching, he wasn't saying to buy the stock. He was saying he's going to sell all his houses to them, which then got me to thinking about the stock. And instead of buying all those apartments, he should have put all that money into Blackstone. He'd probably be richer. Let's see. That's it, man. That's it. That's all I got. We got a lot of stocks. I had a feeling today when we saw all these stocks on 70-something RSI that this is not sustainable. Like, oh, where's Verizon? Here's another one. Verizon. Look at it banging. Walmart. Look at that. When did you want to buy Walmart? When it went below that yellow line and went... Look at that, man. It's so easy. What else? The only thing about this is you got to have money. That's what makes it easy. People try to do the timing part too soon. Let's see. God, what's another one? Merck. I have so many of these right now. Look at this. Gets under that 200, man. It's when you start your nibbling. And I guarantee you this stock is fair value now. Let's see. MRK. Yep, look at that. Fair value. So I hate to say it, man. We could be in for a much bigger pullback. These stocks don't stay fair value like this. They don't. These type of stocks don't trade at a. They could, but I think we got a little pain coming, man. It's hard for me to believe that Campbell's, Duke, MO, ET, these are all going to trade at a premium. Maybe. I don't think so, though. I think these are coming down. People are going to start ringing the register. We're not the only people seeing this. Bristol Myers is there, Coca-Cola, PM, WPC, ED, O. Look at O, the utility company, or the monthly REIT company. 76 is their target. And I bet it's gone straight up. Look at that. Straight up, man. So if you run a hedge fund, if you run an investment or endowment or a college fund, and you're a professional real estate investor or a professional investor, period, and you're seeing this, and all the oscillators that all traders are using are banging, okay? And you don't have to be that fucking bright to look back and go, wow, whenever that happens, it tends to turn down. And you're going and you're looking, and your portfolio's filled with these. What does that tell you, man? Better start raising some money. Look at Bristol Myers. Same thing. Look at that RSI's been banging for a minute, too. Now, do we sell? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, look. Bristol Myers is trading at a 14% premium according to Morningstar. Let's look at it on Tip Ranks. It's trading at a 7% premium. So everyone in the world who gets paid to analyze stocks thinks this stock is overvalued. So what do you think? Now, I have not trimmed a lot of these, but I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention because you got to make your own decisions for your portfolio. If you have 20 buy and hold stocks all banging a 70-cent RSI, that's the time. If you wanted to raise cash, if you wanted to have a little cushion, that's when you do it. Okay. Now you don't need to. I just put 39 grand into my SEP account for taxes. I had to max it out. So I'm sitting on a chunk of cash. The last thing I want to do is buy all this shit that's overvalued, which is like 2/3 of my portfolio, right? So what I'm looking at is what is not overvalued that pays a dividend, what is undervalued, what is down here. That's what I'm focused on, right? I have enough cash that I'm really not that worried about trimming these, but you might be. This may be where you get your cash to buy these others or to have some in case we come down here, but you got to make that decision. I have not looked at them. I mean, Danny, there's no TQ and CBay. That shit's all going down, man. Like, all this stuff is going down. All these growth stocks are not going up, guys. They are going down. And they're going to keep going down. And so that doesn't mean I'd sell them. It just means I'd be in no rush to add to them. I don't even need to go look. Let's pull up HUD. Down. Let's pull up DraftKings. Down. Let's pull up Spotify. Down. Let's pull up Snapchat. Down. I mean, we just keep going, man. You getting it? Like these, there is no rush to add to these stocks. I like Spotify. I love Snapchat, Pinterest, Facebook. I'm not selling any of these things. I'm holding them, but this is not a time to add yet. I would not add to these at all. Not yet. No reason to. We might get a buying opportunity of a lifetime. And here's what's going to happen when these do finally bottom. The only people left holding them will be considered all the idiots. That'll be the narrative, is what I'm saying. And then it'll be the generational buying opportunity. And a lot of people won't be there. They won't be in it because they will switch their attention to the shit that was doing good, and then they missed it. So we got to balance that. We don't want to not pay attention, right? Uber's one of mine, dude. You better go watch Super Pumped and get super pumped. My goal is to get 2,000 shares this year, if possible. Not this year, but a total. So I need another 980 shares. And I divided it up by how many trading days there are. If I buy 3 shares a day, every day, there's 240 trading days in the year. If I was to buy 3 shares every one of those, that would be 720 shares of Uber added to what I already have would almost get me to 2,000. So I like to try to start chunking things down, breaking it down. Like if you want a full Bitcoin, you could divide it by, you could see, okay, how many, if I wanted to do that in 365 days, like you could start breaking it down, make it make sense in your mind. Like that's doable. Break it down to the smallest level. Maybe you just want 250 shares. Well, you only need to buy like 3 a week. Okay, well, that's not difficult, You bought C, right? Now, I promise I'm not going to yell at anybody on the subscription thing. I'm going to be a nice guy, even if I think what you did was dumb. But not on C. That was a good move. It's trying to break out. You're playing the possible breakout. I like the boldness. See what they're doing, right? There's your lowest low. There's your stage 1, and now a stage 2. And where's our targets? Here and here, right? Now, what's the true value? I like this play, man. I like these bank stocks. I'm gonna be honest. I like the home builders, the bank stocks. Look at this, $67. So 27% upside. Let's round it up to 30. Where's the top according to the money flow? $67. It's weird how that works. So we get it. So I called you. You may be Spencer. Sorry, did I say she? I'm sorry, man. I just looked at the pit. You had long hair, long-haired freak, like myself. I I like this play, man. Don't get shook out of it, though, man. If this comes down, don't get shook out of this. Look, you're below the 200. Yeah. You trade this with confidence either way, bro. I don't give a fuck if it goes lower. Wait. Let the stage one set up. Make the right move. Do it again. And if it comes down, do it again. Just keep doing it. It's a big cap stock. These bank stocks will turn. I promise you. These will. Some obscure stock, I don't know. Meaning bank stocks will get hot again because as interest rates go up, they will actually make more money. But there's this transition period of like trying to turn the Titanic. And it's going to take a minute. So in the meantime, you may get these on sale, which is now is when you want to start thinking about bank stocks, man. Good play. I like it. I need to be thinking about bank stocks too. I really don't have any bank exposure. The easy way on this is to pick up a fund that has all the banks. We could go XFI. There's probably better ways. I like stocks because you get more bang to the upside and the downside. I mean, I'd rather buy 3 of the top stocks in this ETF than own the ETF. That's just me. Yeah, like Danny said, banks are definitely going up. You just got to ask yourself, are you going to have the, whatever you want to call it, to hang in there? I like it, man. Where's Home Depot? I got a buddy text me yesterday. He just bought a bunch of Home Depot. Oh, see, now my buddy should be adding to Home Depot, but he might not know the money flow as well as I do. I like it. Where's my Hasbro? Oh, baby, I can't add. Come on. I needed this to come back down toward the 20. It didn't, so I'm not adding here. I'm not adding. Why? It's too high. It's too high. I need this. If it comes down into here, I'm adding. Up in here, I'm just going to let it drift higher. So when I started this Hasbro trade, remember I've been saying Hasbro. Another boring one. Whenever you hear my boring ones, those are the ones you got to watch out for. Because I'm not just looking to randomly stick money into dumb, boring stocks. It's usually because I'm seeing something. So 30% upside. And look how far below the 200 it is. It's at fucking $83, man. If it just gets back to 94, it's still undervalued. It's undervalued by 15% if it just gets back to the 200, man. Like, this was set up, man. My only concern is I only got 50-something shares, man. I was trying to get 100. So if we pull back into here, I'll be adding to it. Let's look at Twitter. I was getting out of that one. A couple people asked me why. I don't trade memes. I don't trade stocks just because they're in the news. I trade them because I was already on them. I was already in Twitter because it was undervalued. Exactly everything I just described here. I don't change my trading style because Elon decided to get involved. $45 is the value of Twitter. That's our target. That's what we've been playing for. And it hit it. It actually exceeded it. So on that day, all that shit was announced was right here. And I started selling shares of Twitter at $50. And then other people got in because Elon, which is so stupid. Then it started coming down. So what we're seeing form, Elon or no Elon, stage 1, there's your anchor, and then stage 3. This is where you want to be a buyer. There's your breakout. That's where you want to be a seller. That's your stage 3. Right there. Now, could he, using his will and might and everything, push it up? So yeah, I'm not saying I would bail on it because of him. I'm just saying he doesn't change what I'm doing. So I'm down to half the position. Half. So I've sold half. What about the other half? I'm waiting. It hasn't gone onto a sell signal. It's not a sell signal. What would be a sell signal? It rolls over, closes below breaks the stage 3. It's the opposite of a breakout, right? It's literally the opposite of a breakout. Instead of breaking out, it's breaking down. That has not happened. I can give it a little wiggle room because I have half the shares that I had down here. So as it came up, I got out of half of them. So when it comes over on the way down, I have half as many as I had on the way up. So the down isn't near as destructive as the up was profitable. So I can give myself just a little bit of wiggle room here if I choose, or maybe I don't, maybe finger on the trigger. Either way, it's been a successful trade. Right? And look where it hit, that 200 turn right back down. Crazy, man. Come on, man. What's up, Levi? What's up? I see you, man. Beautiful, man. Beautiful trade. Now you're short term or you're swing trading. Maybe this sets up. So how do you do that? If you're a short term swing trader and you see this sideways and you think this trend's going to continue, this is where we drop down to a 1 hour and we do the same game. We're playing the money flow game on a 1 hour chart. And all right, that's easy, right? There's your stop zone around the 44 range. Where's your target? Around the 54 range. It's on a 1 hour chart, right? And if I think it's going to do it again, my stop is right around in here. My target's up in here. So I'm willing to lose $3 to make what? 7? That's 2 for 1. It's right out of a trading book. You might even tighten your stop up, put half a stop here, take it down a little bit, and then the other half right around here. That's trading. And that would be trading in the direction of the trend, right? That's short-term momentum trading. And so that's how you use the money flow to your advantage, right? So when this ran up and starts to pull back, well, trends can continue. So as a short-term trader, that down day down, I'm not trying to short that shit. I'm waiting for it to stop and continue. So I want to use these down moves to start to position myself down here on the 1 hour chart. I'm like, all right, cool. Every day I'm waiting for the breakout, right? That's what I'm waiting for there. That's a whole nother class, man. But that's stressful trading, man. I mean, if you enjoy that, then that's good. That's kind of shit my friend the professor talks a lot about. My man JJ says, Gerald, what do you think of CLAC? Let me be just bluntly honest with you. It is a penny stock. I highly doubt it's going to go up at all. Growth stocks, penny stocks, they're in the world of shit right now, man. This is not an environment for them. But let's look at it. These type of stocks are not going up, man. It could. Oh my God, bro. This is 35-cent stock. Come on, man. You're trying to kill us. You're trying to bankrupt us, bro. Jay, come on, man. Come on, man. You're throwing a 35-cent stock at us. I'm trying to get you to buy Starbucks, bro. Come on over to the Louis Vuitton section, man. Get in the Range Rover, man. Get out of the Toyota, man. Come on, man. Get out of the... Put down the Toyota. Get in... Oh, man. Come on, man. Get in the Uber Black with me. Get in the Uber Black with me, Jay. Let's don't do the Uber X. Let's do the Uber Black. Let's see. Nope. I would not in this environment be trying to trade a penny stock like that. Nope. Now, I own some penny stocks. DS. I really believe this stock is going higher. I really, really, really do. Through my own research, I've literally been there and hit fucking golf balls. I really like this stock. It's a legitimate business. Think they're a buyout candidate. I own some. I'm gonna get to my... Once I have all I'm going to have, that's it. I like this stock. So I'm not against penny stocks by any stretch of imagination. I own a bunch of them. But right now, that is not what's working, man. Instead of... You should have been... Jay, why didn't you buy Kellogg's, bro? Look at this stock, Jay. It went straight up. Your wife eats it every morning. And you're trying to find 35-cent penny stocks. Look at Kellogg's right in front of you. You probably got their products at your house. The guy says, how do you pick stocks? I don't know. Look around your house. That's one place. Look at that stock, man. Okay. Before I close and remiss, and I'm just playing with you, Jay, keep it small on that, man. You might be right. It could be a good play. I don't know anything about the fundamentals, and it's too small for any of my stuff to give me a... Look at Bitcoin real quick. I love the Bitcoin. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. I got mad at one of our Discord members for being bearish on Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. I can't help it. I think it's a generational bet here. Maybe I'm wrong. I wouldn't bet the farm on it, but I would bet enough that if I'm right, it could change your life. If I'm wrong, it doesn't ruin your life. Whatever that balance is for you. For me, it's 6 figures. As my wealth grows, I'm going to buy more Bitcoin. I also like other coins though. Let's look at GRT is one of my favorites. It's one of my top holdings. Oh yeah, nice little breakout too. This is where I buy it, stage ones. So I like that coin. Problem is they're connected to tech, and if tech goes down, down will go Bitcoin. I like Sol, Ethereum, Bitcoin. I like all the top coins, man. They're all great, man. Think of them in terms of software and projects. Like Facebook is a system. It's a programmed system. So is Ethereum, And look at like Google. It's a system. Well, so is Solana, Look at Instagram. It's a system. It's code, and it's a system. So is GRT. And these systems do things. Is WBA, we were talking about that one too. Look at that, it's on the move. Another dog of the Dow. Stage one buy right there. There's your breakout. Now it's moving higher. And it's undervalued. And it's a nice dividend. I like GRT, man. I like all those. That's my top 5. Bitcoin, Ethereum, of course. Solana, SOL, GRT. And we recently been buying ApeCoin. And ApeCoin moved 30% yesterday. I don't have a huge position, but I've been buying $50-100 here and there. Up pretty nice in it. That's all I can say on that. Keep it simple. Put most of your money in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then play with the rest if you're going to do that game. Don't try to make the home run hits on those coins, man. That's not how you're going to get rich. You're going to get rich because you bought a shit ton of Bitcoin and crypto went up. So that's how you're going to do it, man. Hope that helps, man. Appreciate all you guys on Instagram, on the description. How much nicer is that, man? No ridiculous questions, no bots. I love it, man. I love it. Anybody on that subscription on there, man, I'm answering all those questions first. So first thing I look to see, do you have a little crown by your name? Then I answer those, and then I do the rest if I can. If you guys are doing a real estate deal, want me to look at it, I will, as best I can, or when I have time, or about a stock. Yeah, just let me know. I'll tell you what I think. I may have no opinion. I may be like, look, I don't know, but I may have an opinion. It may help you. So, I'm trying to figure out. Someone asked me, does the live for the subscription get saved? Yes, I can save it, and it's available to everyone. And I guess there's no harm in that. I don't know. I'm running around. I haven't been saving them, no, because they're available to everyone. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just being silly. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I got to think on these things a lot of times, like how to use a platform, best way to use a feature, so that it makes sense. I'd like to save them. This is saved on YouTube, by the way. So if you're on Instagram here, it's on YouTube. They go to YouTube. So Joy's so excited, got the book, glad I found you. Absolutely. I hope I can help, Joy. Does the lot, we covered that. No bots is a win. Love the no bot energy. Me too, man. Where you analyze the chart on Ape? That's a good question. The only place I've found to analyze the chart for Ape is TradeView. I do not use their service, but I do go look on the free. Kind of like stock charts, they'll give you a free, and I can tell what stage it's in. So I've been looking at Ape on TradeView. It's a pretty decent platform. I've used stock charts for so long I can't switch. So I'm just stubborn like that. Hope that helps, man. I have a real deal. Would like to ask you a few questions. Yeah, man. DM me about it, bro. DM me about it. And, I do calls with people sometimes on those. I don't do that lightly, though, and often I charge on those just because of time, man. I just run out of time. But I do like talking about that stuff. Gerald, what are your thoughts on SWK, bro? It's a growth stock, man. I think my thoughts is trying to break out. Oh, this is Stanley Back and Decker. My apologies. Oh, no, I like this one. What the hell was I? I was thinking something else when you asked me that. Yeah, it's undervalued, not big time. It is, yeah, I like it, bro. I like it. I don't know if this rips, but I like it. This is the kind of shit that's working in this market. It's, shit you can touch. You notice all the stocks that are banging, right? All the stocks that are on 70 RSIs, what do they have in common? Kellogg's, MO, Duke, ET, like these are hard asset type companies, Campbell's, Dow Component, Delta Airlines. I could see, this is tied in with the housing trade though, right? So a way to leverage this, if you want to leverage this, my man that wants to do the penny stock, let me give you another option. Get up here on this leverage play. There's 3X on the home builders. It's a leveraged 3X play. It's called nail. So if you think this bottom's going to hold, you could 3X it with nail. And this doesn't expire. An option expires. These don't expire. They do decay, but they're not going to zero. I mean, housing's not going to zero. You could be in the shitter for a while, but it ain't going to zero. It'll rip back. I own the TQ, triple leverage Qs. If that goes down, they go down severely, dude. It is what it is. It's not going to zero. So I'll use these lows, take advantage, because I believe over time it'll go higher and tech will go back to its high and it'll go higher, and that's how it works, man. All right. You guys be good. I appreciate everybody coming in. This is the next Gilead. What's the dividend on that, Coach? All right, Instagram. Appreciate you guys, man. If I can help, let me know. What's the... I don't have the... I don't have the over 2%. There you go. Not bad then. Good play. Then yeah, perfect, man. That's what you're looking for on these bread and butters. I'll look a little more into that. Somebody else had asked me about that one the other day, and I got sidetracked, man. We'll look into that. All right, man. You guys be good. I appreciate you listening. I hope I helped. What time is it? 1:45.